Hi, thank you all for coming tonight. I want to tell you about the person who has influenced my life the most, and that's my mother, Joanna Mays Trotter. She influenced my life so much that I felt it was fitting to name my own daughter after her. My daughter is Joanna. My mom influenced me in so many ways, but the three main areas that stand out to me is her faith, her giving nature, and her sense of family. I hope that in explaining my mom, it will give you a little bit of insight into who I am and actually who I am still striving to be. My mom didn't want me, first of all. I was the fourth child, and she didn't want me so much that she actually lied about the bruise that she got when she had her blood test taken for her pregnancy test. But she always told me, and she wrote it so eloquently in a letter to me when I was still quite young, but then gave to me as I was an adult, that God always knows best because he knew that she needed me and I needed her. And I'm so thankful that she was my mother. She was such a giving person that she really, I don't ever remember her taking time for herself. She always was giving, and we're so centered these days on, taking time for yourself, and especially as mothers. But I truly don't ever remember her taking time for herself. She was always about the church, always about her family. Her faith was something that started obviously when I was very little. And she told me a story about when I was young, and we were in the car, and I was standing in the car or in the seat beside her. Yes, I was standing way before car seats were mandatory. I was standing beside her, and I said, "Mommy, can we talk about Jesus?" And I feel like even though I'm far removed from where she was or where I even want to be spiritually, but that has always stuck with me. And in my times of being down or wondering about my life, I always go back to my faith that was instilled to me when I was a little girl. And I hope that my children know that, and I think that they do, that truly what is inside of me and my belief system and that is of Jesus Christ. My mom, her giving nature was kind of, she was kind of known for it. She was pretty famous about it in her circle of friends and in her church. If you got invited to Dick and Joanna's Trotter's house for dinner, then you were A-list. No, but that's not true, because she would invite just about anybody. She would invite the new person coming into church to make them feel welcome. And she always went all out. There was always a tablecloth on the table. And the table was always set when her guests arrived into her house, and she always planned it from beginning to end. And even when you just stopped by and it was an impromptu dinner, she could pull the weirdest ingredients out of the refrigerator, and you would think that it was a gourmet meal. She just had a knack for that. She was also known for her note writing in the church. And she would write notes. I remember her writing notes as a little girl all the way up to when she passed. She was writing notes to military personnel. She was writing notes to when children performed in church to tell them what a good job they did. She had little girls come over to teach them how to sew, and because she was a wonderful seamstress and was known for her sewing ability. She would have them come over, and she was teaching them how to sew. 3 little girls, and they were making aprons. But then she didn't stop there. This was only 2 months before she passed away and was barely able to get around the house. And she still was doing this. And she had plans of all of them wearing their aprons that they made, hers included, that she made along with them, and have them back over at Christmas time to make cookies. She didn't make it quite that far, but she influenced their lives as well, I know. Her sense of family was, we didn't grow up as a wealthy family. My parents really always struggled financially. But I never remember going without. Never remember going without on a birthday or a Christmas or a special occasion. Never going without school clothes, because she made most of mine and I loved them. I remember one Christmas, I got a cucumber in my stocking. Now, if anybody who knows me knows that I love cucumbers. Love them, and I've passed that on to my children, their love of cucumbers. But not only was it funny, I'm sure now, looking back, that it was a means of putting something in my stocking because they didn't have the monetary things to put in there. But I still have that memory of getting a cucumber in my stocking and being excited about it because I loved them so much. But I hope that this has given you, or I hope that as I go on in my life, these things that I have instilled in myself from the teachings of my mother of faith and giving and making things special, I hope that those around me can see those things in me as well, and as I continue to strive to be like her. If there's ever a gesture or a word that comes out of my mouth and I say, oh my gosh, that sounds like my mother, I will find that as a compliment. Thank you.